Samsung introduced a Galaxy S9 last week at Mobile World Congress. The phone's not quite the revolutionary device that the company had promised, but it definitely offers some very clear improvements over its last flagship. I've been playing around with it for about a week or so. I was lucky enough to carry it around in Barcelona, and it's easily the best Android handset on the market right now. The key upgrades here are mostly to the camera. It is the second Samsung device to feature dual aperture, which essentially means that it can adjust the amount of light that it lets into the lens based on the exterior lighting. So that means it's much better for shooting in low light situations like bars and restaurants. We took it around to a bunch of Barcelona bars. We were doing research and found that it handles low light situations much better and doesn't require any flash. The other big improvement to the camera is super slow motion. It shoots shots at 960 frames per second, which is about 4 times slower than Samsung's current slow motion, and it's a really amazing effect. I found myself running around and shooting all sorts of things just to see how they would look in slow motion. The big caveat here, however, is that it requires a ton of light in order to work properly, so you're only really going to be able to use it in really well-lit places, daylight, things like that. There have been a number of improvements on the software side of the camera front as well, the biggest of which is AR Emoji. It's basically Samsung's take on Animoji. It takes a scan of your face and creates a cartoon character around it, and honestly I find it to be a little bit creepy, but fortunately Samsung has struck a deal with Disney, so we're going to be seeing Mickey Mouse and various Pixar characters coming to AR Emoji. Bixby's got some improvements as well. Samsung Smart Assistant got off to a bit of a rocky start when it first launched, but it's getting better over time. We compared it to Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, and Cortana, and honestly, on a case-by-case basis, the answers aren't nearly as good as they are on those other devices, but there's been cool improvements on that front, and I'm really glad that I had this handset in Spain. Using Bixby Lens, you can take it around and translate menus, signs, things like that. There are some other cool augmented reality features like the ability to add makeup effects to your face through a partnership with Cortana. You can also scan food, get calorie counts, things like that. So Samsung's doing some interesting but not always particularly helpful things on the augmented reality front. From a design perspective, not all that much has really changed from the Galaxy S8. The bezels have been narrowed a little bit on the top and the bottom, but otherwise it's virtually indistinguishable. Not really a huge upgrade over the last device, but there are some really nice additions. If you have the S8, probably not worth buying the new unit, but if you're due for an upgrade and are looking for an Android handset, this is the one to get.